Imagine a place where jagged mountains plunge into deep blue fjords. This is Norway. Here, nature's drama unfolds on a grand scale, with landscapes that seem almost untouched by time. The air is crisp, the water impossibly clear, and everywhere you look there's a sense of awe. It's a land of ancient beauty, where colorful houses cling to green hillsides and the sky glows with midnight sun or the northern lights. In winter the aurora dances above quiet villages, while in summer the sun barely sets, bathing the landscape in golden light. Life here moves to the rhythm of the seasons, and tradition blends seamlessly with the present. But behind the fairy tale scenery lies a modern, sophisticated society. Oslo and Bergen buzz with design, technology, and quiet confidence. Norway's cities are alive with innovation, where old wooden wharves stand beside sleek glass towers, and people gather in cozy cafes to discuss ideas that shape the future. How does a small nation at the top of Europe afford such prosperity? What's the secret behind their enviable quality of life, and how did they turn natural beauty into lasting wealth? The answer isn't just in their love for nature or minimalist design, it's a financial superpower, the world's largest national savings account. Norway's wealth isn't just seen in its landscapes, but in its careful stewardship of resources and money. This colossal fund powers Norway's prosperity and future planning. It's a safety net for generations, ensuring that the country can weather storms and invest in what matters most. It lets the country invest in its people and dream beyond its oil. From world-class education and healthcare to pioneering renewable energy, Norway's fund shapes a society that looks forward, not just back. Norway's story is about luck, but even more about discipline and foresight. They discovered oil, yes, but they also made tough choices, resisting the urge to spend and instead planning for a future beyond fossil fuels. Instead of spending their windfall, they saved and invested for generations to come. This culture of saving is taught from a young age, and it's become a cornerstone of Norwegian identity. This isn't just about money, it's about a national character that values tomorrow as much as today. Norwegians believe in sharing their good fortune, building strong communities, and leaving a legacy for their children. In a world of uncertainty, Norway's steady approach looks more and more like genius. Their story is a reminder that true wealth is measured not just in money, but in vision, responsibility, and hope for the future. Norway has just over 5 million people, fewer than many cities, yet ranks among the world's richest countries per person. Its citizens enjoy free education, universal healthcare, and a robust social safety net. The secret? Oil, lots of it, discovered beneath the North Sea. But oil alone doesn't guarantee prosperity. It can also bring instability and corruption. Norway's real genius was treating oil money as a one-time inheritance, not a blank check. They created a fund to save and invest this wealth for the future. Oil was the windfall, but discipline and long-term thinking made it last. The money belongs to all Norwegians, present and future. This collective mindset is the true engine of their stable prosperity. It's not just about finding treasure, but about having the wisdom not to squander it. Norway's culture of modesty and community shaped their unique approach. That's the real secret behind their wealth. In the 1960s, Norway was a modest nation built on fishing and forestry. Then, just before Christmas 1969, everything changed. Phillips Petroleum struck oil in the North Sea, one of the world's largest offshore fields, Ekofisk. Norway had hit the jackpot, but instead of wild celebration, the government responded with caution and planning. They declared the oil belonged to the people and built a legal framework to manage it for everyone's benefit. A state-owned oil company, Statoil, was created to keep control in Norwegian hands. High taxes on foreign oil profits ensured the wealth stayed in the country. From the start, the focus was on long-term management, not quick riches. The oil fund was never a party fund, it was a national trust. This careful approach, set in the 1970s, became the foundation of Norway's economic success. They opened their Christmas presents slowly and wisely. That made all the difference. Norway's solution to managing its oil wealth? The Government Pension Fund Global, better known as the Oil Fund. It's a financial powerhouse that has become the envy of nations around the world. Think of it as the world's biggest piggy bank, created in 1990 to invest Norway's oil revenue outside the country. Instead of spending the oil money right away, Norway decided to save and grow it for future generations. The main goal? Keep oil money separate from the daily economy and prevent the country from overheating with sudden wealth. This way, Norway avoids the so-called resource curse that has troubled other oil-rich nations. As oil prices soared, the fund ballooned in size. Today it's worth over $1.7 trillion, making it the largest sovereign wealth fund on the planet. That's more than $300,000 for every single Norwegian citizen, an incredible safety net for the entire country. The fund owns about 1.5% of every listed company worldwide, giants like Apple, Microsoft, Nestle, and thousands more. Its investments span the globe, touching nearly every major industry. Managed with strict discipline, politicians can only spend the expected return, which is capped at 3% a year. This rule keeps the fund sustainable and shields it from political whims. Only the profits are spent, never the principal. This ensures the fund keeps growing year after year, safeguarding Norway's future. Transparency and ethics are at the heart of the fund. Companies involved in weapons, tobacco, or severe environmental harm are blacklisted, and the fund's decisions are made public. The fund's ethical guidelines push global corporations to do better, setting a standard for responsible investment worldwide. It's not just a piggy bank, it's a force for good, shaping both Norway's future and the world's. Norway's wealth is carefully protected for the future, ensuring that prosperity isn't just for today, but for generations to come. This is saving for a rainy day, on a national scale, and for Norway it's a strategy that's truly working. The oil fund is on a global shopping spree, buying slices of the world's economy, not luxury goods. Its managers invest in thousands of companies across 70-plus countries, plus bonds and real estate. Diversification is key. If one market falters, others can balance it out. The fund owns prime properties in London, Manhattan, and Tokyo. Income from rents, dividends, and interest flows back to Norway. The government only spends the interest, never the principal. This rule shields the fund from political whims and short-term thinking. Each year, a small portion supports Norway's budget: pensions, infrastructure, public services. The oil fund now contributes more to the budget than oil itself. Norway has become a global landlord and shareholder, quietly influencing companies to improve their practices. Their power is subtle, wielded through investments, not armies. It's a unique way to shape the world. Norwegians know oil won't last forever, and they're preparing for a greener future. The country's landscape is changing, as people and policymakers look beyond fossil fuels to secure prosperity for generations to come. There's a sense of responsibility, not just to the environment, but to the nation's future. It's a paradox. A country made rich by oil is now a leader in green energy. Norway's oil legacy has funded a transformation, turning the nation into a global example of how to pivot from fossil fuels to renewables. Norway invests oil wealth to diversify its economy and pioneer sustainable industries. The government's sovereign wealth fund, built from oil profits, is now fueling innovation in clean technology, infrastructure, and research. Electric vehicles are everywhere, thanks to government incentives funded by oil money. In Oslo, it's common to see more EVs than traditional cars, and charging stations are as familiar as gas pumps once were. Norway leads in offshore wind power, using North Sea expertise for green energy. Decades of experience with oil platforms now help engineers build and maintain massive wind farms at sea, harnessing the region's powerful winds. They're developing battery-powered ferries and exploring clean fuels for shipping. Norway's iconic fjords are now crossed by silent, emission-free vessels, and research into hydrogen and ammonia fuels is pushing maritime innovation. Aquaculture is another focus. Norway is a top salmon exporter, now innovating sustainable fish farming. New technologies reduce environmental impact, ensuring that seafood remains a vital, eco-friendly industry. The transition isn't just about the environment, it's about economic survival. Leaders know that relying on oil alone is risky, so they're building a future where green jobs and industries can thrive. The oil fund is a safety net, but the goal is a robust, diverse economy beyond oil. Investments are being made in everything from technology to education, ensuring resilience in a changing world. Oslo's tech scene is booming with startups in software, fintech, and health tech. Young entrepreneurs are building companies that could define Norway's next economic chapter. The government funds innovation and retrains workers for future jobs. Programs help oil industry workers transition to new careers, ensuring no one is left behind in the green shift. Norway is betting on its ingenuity to lead the next industrial revolution, green tech. From advanced batteries to carbon capture, Norwegian scientists and engineers are at the forefront of sustainable solutions. It's a long-term plan for a sustainable tomorrow. By investing today, Norway hopes to inspire the world and secure a cleaner, more prosperous future for all its people. So, what's life like for the average Norwegian? In a word, excellent. Norway tops global rankings for happiness, quality of life, and human development. Oil fund wealth supports universal healthcare, free education, and generous social benefits. The social contract is strong. People willingly pay high taxes for top-notch public services. Paid parental leave, subsidized childcare, and support for the vulnerable create a secure society. Trust in government and each other is high. Work-life balance is sacred. Short work weeks, long holidays, and time outdoors are the norm. People work to live, not live to work. The goal isn't to be rich, but to be well. Of course, Norway isn't perfect. Cost of living is high, winters are long, and society can feel reserved. But overall, the Norwegian model delivers safety, stability, and equality. The Norwegian dream is about security, health, and happiness, supported by a caring community. That's real wealth. Norway isn't a utopia, challenges remain. The biggest paradox: championing green causes while exporting fossil fuels. Debates rage over whether to keep drilling or wind down oil for climate goals. The economy faces new pressures, a weakening currency and rising inflation. Some worry about growing wealth inequality and over-reliance on the oil fund. The fund now covers a fifth of the government budget, raising concerns about complacency. There's a risk of using the fund to solve every problem, instead of making tough reforms. As Norway grows more diverse, can it maintain its strong social trust and cohesion? The next generation must decide if they'll uphold the values that built this system. These are the quiet anxieties beneath Norway's success. Norway's story is a lesson in long-term thinking. They combined luck with wisdom, choosing to invest for future generations. The oil fund is more than a financial triumph. It's a testament to national character. The biggest challenge ahead, moving beyond oil while keeping their social contract strong. But Norway has the resources, education, and trust to adapt. Their greatest asset isn't oil, but a collaborative, pragmatic mindset. The world can learn from Norway. Treat resources as a shared inheritance, not a quick payout. True wealth is measured by health, happiness, and security, not just GDP. Norway's journey from fishing nation to economic powerhouse is a model for building a fairer, more sustainable future. They're not perfect, but their blueprint is powerful. That's a lesson worth more than all the oil in the North Sea.